Okay, guys, let's look at this question that I found in one of the past papers on the area and volume of solids. Now, there is this question which says the volume of each of the following solids is 1000 cubic centimeters. Calculate the value of x for each solid. Now, they say a cube with side length x centimeters. So, what we do right away is we need to have some sort of a sketch of what the question is talking about. So I'm drawing a sketch here of a cube. Okay. So they are saying this cube has these lengths here of x centimeters. All right. And then if you look at it, since they've said the volume is 1000 cubic centimeters, we also know that volume of a cuboid is L times B times height, the length. Now, the length of this cuboid is x centimeters. So we're simply going to say 1000 would be equal to x times x, which I'm going to rewrite in this form and say x cubed equals 1000. Now, we want to find the value of x, and we've got x cubed. So we do the opposite and find the cube root of x, okay, for both sides, implying that x would be equal to the cube root of 1000, which is 10 centimeters in this case. So then it means x is equal to 10 centimeters. So this is the answer. That's why it's 1 mark. But again, it's important to have a sketch of some kind. Now let's look at question number 2. Question number 2 says a sphere with radius x centimeters. Okay, so we've got a sphere with radius x centimeters, and they've given us what the volume of a sphere is. So I'm going to draw a sketch of what I feel is a sphere according to me. Now this sphere has got radius x centimeters. Okay, so now we know that the volume of a sphere, which is this formula that is given here, V, which is 1000, so we say 1000 equals 4/3 pi, and then where there is radius, we put in x and x, so we're going to put x power 3. All right, so this is the x that we want to find. So depending on how comfortable you are with your algebra or any other thing that you want to use, but for me here, this is going to give me 1000 equals to 4/3, so this is going to be 4 pi and then x cubed. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to multiply by 3 on both sides because I don't like working with fractions. That would make that divide. And then 3 times 1000 gives me something like 4 pi x cubed equals to 3000. All right. So now here, I'm going to divide by 4 pi and then 4 pi. Okay. I don't want to work out what pi is for now. So it gives me x cubed equals to 3000 over 4 pi. So this is x cubed, and we just want to find x. So what you do now is to find the cube root of what you've got on the right hand side here. So x would then be the cube root, okay? So you do that on your calculator of 3000 divided by 4 pi. Now, if you do your mathematics nicely, to 3 significant figures, you're going to find that x is going to be equal to 6.20 centimeters. So it means a sphere with radius 6.20 centimeters is going to have a volume of 1000 to 3 significant figures. So this is a very nice question. And then if you look at the concept, that is the most important concept, looking at also at the first question here, we also had x cubed here. So if you've got x cubed and you just want to find the value of x, you find the cube root. If it is x squared, then you find the square root. So it is very important. And then the most important thing on this topic called mensuration is knowing the formulas. For some formulas of a sphere, volume of a cylinder, they are going to give you. But then for a cuboid, circle, and all those other triangles and rectangles, you just have to know them. And then substitution is very important. So this is about this question here. It was a very nice question, 3 marks here. And then the most important thing is substituting everything into our formula there. All right, so now let's look at this second part here, which is part C. It says, so the question from the beginning says the volume of all these things is 1,000 cubic centimeters, so we should not forget that. So they say a cone with radius x centimeters and slant height x root of 5. And then they've said the volume of this cone is given as 1/3 pi r squared h. So the h is this which we need to find here, this height here. Okay, so you can see we've got a triangle there, okay, which is right angled with x, and then the hypotenuse, which is that. Okay, so we need to find the height before we use this formula, because there is this height here. So what we're then going to do is, using Pythagoras theorem, you know that the height is one of the shorter sides, isn't it? So what I'm now going to do here is height, because it's one of the shorter sides, would be the difference of these two sides squared. So it's x root of 5, sorry, okay, minus x squared. If you remember your Pythagoras theorem very well, if you're not familiar, you can check my previous videos that were explaining that. Now, if we square x squared, we find that we're going to have x squared, and then the square of the root of 5 will just give us 5, and then minus x squared. So this now gives us h to be equal to 5x squared minus x squared, which is the root. So the root of this, I'm going to write now here, the height, which is h, would be equal to root of 4x squared, because 5x and x squared are like terms. And then the height gives me 2x. Okay. So now if you look at this height here, then we can plug everything onto that formula where we say v is 1,000. So 1,000 equals to 1/3 pi, then the r, which is the x, and then the height, which is 2x. So all you need to do here now is to multiply by 3 as we did in the previous question, so that this can divide. And then you get your 3,000 equals to 2x times x gives me 2x squared pi. So this is 2x squared pi. Okay, and then I divide by 2 pi. I divide by 2 pi. Okay, which then gives me x squared equals to 3,000 over 2 pi. I want to find x, I square root. You see the other questions we had the cube. So then x is equal to what you are going to get there. To 3 significant figures, it would be 21.9 centimeters. So this is the x. So if we look at this question nicely, it was a 4-mark question because of this Pythagoras theorem here, and then later on substituting. So x is 21.9 centimeters, 4 marks for you. So guys, thank you very much for your patience. Please do like the videos, and this is content on mensuration and the past paper questions. So you can see this question was a past paper question from the year, in the year 2019, May, June. Okay, so very good questions, and they're always there in paper 4, those of you who are doing extended math. So thank you very much, and please watch the other content on the channel pertaining the same topic.